Father's Day getaway. Trump heads to very rustic Camp David instead of his usual boltholes for the first time as president, with Melania, Barron and the in-laws in tow. Nearly 5 months into his presidency, Trump flew to Camp David, the government-owned retreat in Maryland's Catoctin Mountains, for the very first time. Trump waved to photographers as he departed the White House in a navy suit, while Melania donned a $1,795 belted white shirt dress. Their son Barron Trump showed off Arsenal Football Club shorts and matching red knee-high socks. Trump's in-laws, Viktor and Amalija Knavs, joined the president for the overnight at Camp David after they accompanied Melania and Barron on their official move to the White House. It remains unclear whether the Knavs will live there full-time. Trump has favored his palatial residences in Florida and New Jersey over the wooded hideaway used by many presidents before him. He told foreign newspapers earlier this year that Camp David was very rustic and said, "You know how long you'd like it? For about 30 minutes. Trump is scheduled to return to the White House on Sunday. Presidents have been going to the refuge about 70 miles from the White House for 7 decades. Franklin D. Roosevelt met with British Prime Minister Winston Churchill there in 1943, reviewing plans for the invasion of Normandy. Jimmy Carter used it for peace talks between Egypt and Israel. George H.W. Bush's daughter Dorothy, or Doro, got married there. Everything that a president needs in the White House is built in there, says Anita McBride, who was First Lady Laura Bush's chief of staff. You have military support. You have a place to house your staff if you chose to use it. It is immediately available, within 20 minutes you can be there. By this point in their presidencies, Barack Obama had visited 4 times, George W. Bush 11 times and Bill Clinton twice, according to CBS News' Mark Noer, who tracks presidential travel. In the 20 weeks since Trump has been in office, he's made 7 trips to Mar-a-Lago, 2 trips to Bedminster, and 27 other visits to his own golf clubs and other Trump-branded properties. Dubbed the Winter White House, Trump used Mar-a-Lago to host the leaders of Japan and China. A new financial disclosure revealed revenue at the resort had increased by 25% in the year leading up to April 2017. The initiation fee also doubled to $200,000 after Trump was elected. More recently, Trump has favored his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, where he also has a home. Going to his properties incurs additional security expenses, unlike a trip to Camp David, which is protected year-round as a military installation. Ken Walsh, chief White House correspondent for U.S. News and World Report, wrote about presidential getaways in his book From Mount Vernon to Crawford, A History of the Presidents and Their Retreats. He said many presidents have liked the freedom and security offered by Camp David, where they can spend time outdoors and with their families out of the public eye. But he said of Trump, "I don't think it is his style. I'd be surprised if he went up there very much." The first president to use the retreat was Roosevelt in 1942. He was looking for an escape from Washington's summer heat, while still remaining nearby during World War II. He dubbed the site Shangri-La, but Dwight Eisenhower, a regular visitor, later renamed it after his grandson. John F. Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson were infrequent visitors, though they did use the camp to meet with advisors from time to time. Richard Nixon was a fan, as was Ronald Reagan. McBride said George W. Bush loved to ride his bike around the trails, while wife Laura liked to go hiking. It was a place that really refreshed them, she said. A short drive from the town of Thurmont, Maryland, Camp David covers more than 125 acres, with a cabin for the president and about a dozen cabins for guests. Guests can use tennis courts, a heated swimming pool, a bowling alley and a movie theater. For the golf-loving Trump, there is a single golf hole with multiple tees.